Obviously, tough one. I'll share with you just exactly how I feel and what I said to our guys in the locker room. It's been a long 9 weeks. It's been a long couple of months since we got here back in June, and these guys haven't had a rest. And in the span of 3 weeks, we just played the number 1 team in the country and the number 2 team in the country. I don't know if anybody's played more games than us, and certainly no one's played the number 1 and number 2 team in the country. That's a really good football team we just played, and I give them a lot of credit, and I could see that team going really deep into the playoffs, if not more. But that being said, I'm proud of our guys, and I mean that. And I know the result isn't what everybody wanted, and certainly not what I wanted, but I'm proud of this team. They fought, and they fought until the end, even in the fourth quarter. They didn't quit, and that's who we are, and that's what we're building. But I mean when I say that. This has been 9 weeks, and it is about the process, and it's not about one single game or the result. It's about what our guys have done in this time that they've been here. And in my opinion, it's exceptional, and I appreciate it. And I love this team, and I know they're hurting right now, but we're going to catch our breath right now because they deserve to catch their breath with everything they've done and everything they've sacrificed and everything they've been through. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to finish this season the right way. So with that, I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Just a reminder, raise your digital hand. We'll call on you. Start things off, Emma.
Hi, Coach. So just to sort of start off, it seemed like in the third quarter, it looked like Jurkovec picked up a block on one of Travis Levy's run. What does that tell you about his leadership and, how much this game meant to him?
Well, thank you for asking that question, Emma, because I saw the same thing, and it shows you what this team is all about. And let me say this, which no one even knows or realizes. The reason we didn't throw the ball against Syracuse very much is because in the Clemson game, Phil separated his shoulder. And Phil didn't practice the week going into the Syracuse game. And the only reason I hid that from you was because I thought it was a schematic advantage, and I didn't want to share it. So Phil barely threw the ball leading up to Syracuse. He could barely lift his arm up in the air. And this week he practiced, but he wasn't 100%. So to add that, Emma, on to the question you just asked, it shows you how tough he is, what a good leader he is, and how good he's going to be. And I'm very proud of him. He made some big plays in this game. He's fearless, and he's had a really, really good 9 weeks. And I'm just excited he's on our team right now because I don't know if there's another quarterback in the country I'd want leading our team at this point.
We'll go next to Rich.
Jeff, it kind of was there for you, though. You had 4 trips in the red zone and came away with 3 field goals and a turnover and downs. Was it right there for you to take?
I think so, Rich. I mean, I told you guys earlier in the week, for us to beat this team, we had to execute at a really high level. And to do that, we needed to score touchdowns in the red zone. We needed to stop them on third down, or at least get them to third down, and we didn't do that. So, give Notre Dame's defense credit. That's a good team. I mean, they're big and physical. And they did a good job stopping us. But, yeah, I mean, you don't look at this game and just say, they just came in and rolled us off the field and beat us by 40. We were in it. I mean, shoot, if we get that onside kick at the end of the game and score, it's a one-possession game. So, really good team, and we need to execute at a higher level.
We'll go next to Ken.
Jeff, how tough was that touchdown late in the first half when they get the ball back with like a minute left and they score on basically their final offensive play before they'd have to kick there?
Yeah, that was a tough one, especially with us getting the ball back at halftime. There's 10 seconds left. I like the call, and they made a good call, and the kid made a really good catch and a really good throw. But certainly you got to try to hold them to a field goal there, at least do better than that. We didn't.
We'll go next to Andy.
Jeff, I was wondering on that first drive of the third quarter, you guys get down in the red zone. It's 4th and 1, you take a timeout. I was wondering if there was discussions about going QB sneak there. I know you guys have done that a lot this season to move the chains.
Yeah, Andy, and that's a fair question, right? I mean, we're probably one of the better sneak teams. It was a long yard because you saw that's when Travis caught, right, and then kind of went backward. Where Travis caught the ball and went forward, he had the first down, but they didn't blow the whistle. So then he went backward and he continued to run, and they spotted it. And it was about 1.5 yards. And then we saw them kind of get into a sneak defense where they tighten things down. And Andy, when a team does that, it's really hard to sneak. They get everybody kind of tight on the center, and It's pretty hard to gain that amount of yards. So I like the play call. You guys watched Travis run the ball today. His pads are down and he's running hard. And, they made a nice play and they stopped us.
We'll go next to Trevor.
Hey, Jeff, could you just describe just what Ian Book did well today and what it was like just going up against him?
Yeah, he does what he does. He runs around and scrambles and keeps things alive, and he runs the football. I mean, our goal was to make him play quarterback. And what do I mean by that? Make him play football in the pocket, make him throw it in the pocket and play football. And we failed to do so. And he does what he does really good. He's a great college quarterback. He runs around, he scrambles. And when that happens, you can't cover for that long. And they got good players out there, and they just started running away from us when he was scrambling, and they were able to hit some big, off-schedule plays. Ian Book makes off-schedule plays, and he runs the ball really well. And he's a good quarterback, and he's going to continue to do that this year. I got a lot of respect for him.
We'll go next to Julian.
Hey, Jeff.
Okay.
So I think you touched on it a little bit in your opening, but what just mentally goes into getting up for the number one team in the country and then doing it again 2 weeks later with the number two team? And obviously you execute, you come out and try to win the game. It just sounds exhausting.
I think mentally, Julian, I think we were there. I thought it was our best week of preparation. Our guys were confident. Even at the end of the game, if you just watch our fight, no one quit, no one pointed fingers, no one had their head down. In halftime, it wasn't like a sad group. Physically, Julian, I think these guys need a break. I think they need to get away a little bit and rest and recover. I mean, again, I'm not sure how many teams have played 9 straight games. I mean, you guys would know better than me, but 9 straight games with these kids coming back June 28th to quarantine, and they really haven't had time off. So I'm not going to make an excuse. Let's play the number 1 team and the number 2 team in the country. Let's play the number 3 team in the country the following week. I mean, it is what it is. It's football, right? Like, that's why you play the game. You want to go up against the best. Our kids are probably they're probably well deserved to have a rest and let their bodies heal and rest up a little bit.
We'll go back to Ken.
Jeff, how tough are they to match up with those big receivers? I mean, they seem like they're very physical, big, strong group of receivers there.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job with their big guys. They're tough because they're good at the point of attack. They're really tough in the red zone. That's, to me, Ken, that's where big receivers show up the most, in the red zone, because you got to play them chest to chest and go up. And with all the rules in football that go against defensive backs, it's hard. So in the red zone, yeah, they're a really good threat. But if you watch our DBs today, and I did a lot because that's where my eyes go, I mean, they fought. I mean, Ian just did a nice job running around and keeping things alive, and you just can't cover for that long.
We'll go next to Carter.
Hi, Jeff. Just wondering how limited Phil was with the injury and just what it meant to see him fight through that and still make plays.
Phil was really limited last week going in the Syracuse game. Like I said, he really didn't even practice. You'd have to ask him that question because he wasn't going to say it hurt once this whole week. Carter, truthfully, he was going to play in this game no matter what. And, I don't know how much pain he was in this week, but he told me he was practicing on Tuesday and he was going to throw on Tuesday, and he did. And I wasn't going to take that away from him. So I thought Phil made some big plays today that kept us in the game. I mean, we had a 40-yard pass, a 21-yard pass, a 28-yard pass, a 15-yard pass. Was it his best game? No. And then he ran the ball, and he was tough, and he didn't slide. He ran the ball for 43 yards on 7 carries. But he probably won't make an excuse either, and he probably won't say anything about it because that's the type of kid he is.
We'll go next to Steve.
Hey, Coach, obviously a very emotional week for Phil coming into this game. Could you speak to that, and were those emotions in check once the game started?
Yeah, I think so. Phil and I had a great talk last night, and I told him, I said, you don't have to prove anything to Notre Dame or by playing great in this game. You've already proved it. You've already proved you're the leading passer in the ACC right now, and you've thrown for more yards than any quarterback in the ACC. And I said, you got to go out tomorrow and have fun and just let it rip. And he kind of looked at me and smiled. And I think he went into this game, feeling good. And like I said, you'd have to ask him those questions because I don't want to make anything up for him.
Go back to Andy.
Jeff, the onside kick in the first half, you guys almost recover. Well, you do recover. It's called back. I was just wondering what went into that thought process of going for that after the second field goal you guys had.
Yeah, I wanted to come out here and win the game. And I wanted our team to see I was going to be aggressive. And I wanted everyone to see that we were going to be aggressive. And I believe we needed to steal possessions from a really good team. And I liked what we saw in film all week. And it was there. And I'd call it again. And I'd expect to get it again. But I didn't come in to play the number 2 country to just kind of watch. I wanted to attack and be aggressive. So that's why we made the call.
Jeff, that looks like that's all our questions. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.